Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Tom's Corner, where you can hear the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Through winter, rain, sleet, and snow, I will bring you the word of truth. Topic lesson today. Let's go right into it. Has God ever visited you when you were little? Good question. Psalms 119, 33 and 34. Teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. 34. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Psalms 119, 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. My soul in 109 is continually in my hand, yet do I not forget the law. 110, the wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I erred not from thy precepts. 112, I have inclined mine heart to perform thy statutes always, even unto the end. 113, I hate vain thoughts, but thy law do I love. 114, thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word. Number 115, depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my God. All right. Now, I have talked to some young ladies recently who do go to church. And I asked them a question. If they have ever felt God's presence come down and wrap his love around them. To my surprise, they told me yes, they indeed have at times felt the Spirit of God's love. Kind of amazed me, because I didn't think anybody in our youth today even cared about God. Now, in this world we live in today, it does my heart good to hear these young ladies giving witness to God's presence. My mind goes back to the times when I was just a boy, only 11 years old. I was riding my bicycle down the streets of Cleveland, Ohio, on a nice, beautiful, sunny day, a slight wind blowing, and I was really pedaling the bicycle going down the street. And I was riding it, that bicycle, one of those old-timey ones, big wheels and all, no speeds on it or anything like that. All right, don't ask me how or why, but I felt the Spirit of God come down on me. I still can feel that perfect love surrounding me back then. It's embedded into my mind, and I still remember that day in the middle of the summer. Now, it only lasted for a few minutes, and it still feels like it was only yesterday. This was truly God's agape love. And you can look that word agape up. I'm not going to bother doing it for you. More than your mom or dad could ever do or ever have. Did you know that? That's how great that love is. Now, even at the age of 11, I tried not to go to church because the Spirit of God was dealing with me. Maybe some of you in your youth, God dealt with you until finally the hook was caught in your mouth and you finally gave in to God. I don't know. But this is what happened in my life, okay? Now, I tried not to go to church, but I wasn't old enough to rebel until I was around 14. And then at the age of 14, I said, I'm not going to church anymore. And the reason that I wouldn't go to church anymore was because God's Spirit was strongly each time dealing harder and harder on my soul. Now you got to understand something. While all this was going on, the turmoil in my mind, because the Spirit was dealing with me. That's why I didn't want to go to church. Yet at the same time, Satan was telling me that I had a long life ahead of me and that I would miss out on all the fun that life could give me. And I don't know, maybe Satan tells you the same thing. I do believe that he does that. I'm going to tell you why. Even people, when they're 90 years old, God is telling them, you don't have to go to church. You don't have to serve God. Don't worry about it. You still have a few years left. You can have fun. How can you have fun when you're 90 years old? You got one step in the grave. You don't want to do anything. You're sitting there waiting to go home. Think about it. But Satan will always keep perpetrating that lie to you from a young youth all the way up. And he's so happy when you resist God and you live a sinful life. As for me, it came a point in time that I repented of my sins. And I was 16 years old. Happiest moment of my life. And I remember that. I remember when all the burdens were rolled from my shoulder. I was headed in the wrong direction. And I knew it. And I was headed for hell, even at 16, because I was rebellious unto God, even though periodic times God's Spirit would come down, wrap his love around me. Even as I was a young man running from him, he showed me what his love was like. Let's go on. Now, oh man, and that I would miss out on all the fun life could give me. Now imagine that going through a little kid's mind in today's time, they would take you to a so-called psychiatrist, listen carefully, and put you on medication, wouldn't they? Now remember this, God called, now here's one for you that you got to remember. God called Samuel, even when he was just a small little child. I am very thankful that God still comes down from time to time and makes himself known even to his little ones. And it makes my heart glad when I find that there are children still holding steadfast to God, when actually most of the majority of youth today are headed for hell because of their attitude, their rebellion, their sins, and the way they try to live their lifestyle. The Bible tells me very plainly, if you live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. And I think you know what that means. That's why so many of them are going up and down the roadway today. No teeth. Do not care about their appearance. Do not care about a home. Do not care about anything under the sun. They will rob, cheat, steal, lie, whore. Be able to get a little bit of life that they call pleasure. And the thing of it is, the Bible tells me very plain that pleasure can be, yes, but it's only for a season. It's gone. Once you get the euphoria high, they say, when you're taking this kind of dope and other kind of dope, you've got to have it, and somehow it's never like the first time. So I want you to remember that. There are still people that are young that really do believe in God, and it blesses my heart to know that. God bless. I'll see you the next trip.